Hello everyone, I am Pharaoh. I'm in the middle of something right this second. I was revisiting my normal save, so I've skipped out of the expedition for a little while, and I was getting some bones because I haven't really interacted much with the new bone mechanic, and I was trying it out, seeing how it worked. Not something I'm super into, but you gotta know how it works. And then I just happened to see a crash on this save. It's something I would grab. So let's start with that. This is Relics Revisited, so I'll be back in the expedition very shortly. Hi Gravnaut, hi Alphys. Good to see you lining up already. Okay, bulkhead. That's why we're doing this. That's why we couldn't just ignore it. I don't remember what my class is in this one. I think it's an S class. I want that. I think it's an S-class Dreadnought on this save, which isn't necessarily what I want longer term, but because this save is my potential replacing my normal save, I do grind it out occasionally. It's a nice freighter. On the drop tables in the game files, it talks about the one that has these kinds of rewards as being the large, but there's nothing larger about this ship model, so I'm not quite sure what that means. But it does mean that there are different freighter drops depending on a number of factors. There are 3 different sets of freighter drops. Yeah, well, that's good to hear, because this is probably going to be my standard time starting now. Because the time changes also kind of work in my favour, because I'd rather stream a little bit later. Drop off some bones at my freighter. I suddenly realised, and you probably all realise this immediately, but I haven't really been doing this, that there's a great place to store all of your bones, and that's just to make a lot of displays, but don't finalise them. So I was thinking, where on earth am I going to put all these bones? I just want to start collecting them and see what I can make with them, as opposed to using them to make money. And then I suddenly realised, well, you can just build the displays and put the bones in there. They are automatically bone storage, and you can always just leave the other bones in that room. So I built a room out the back here, near where I have my growing area. just been stashing the bones in here. Not really worrying what they look like, but just not packaging them. There will be a slight higher delay on my feed today because this internet is being used for something much more important that's not game related at the same time. So I'm afraid we're back to a higher latency rather. Right, the other thing that I've noticed, look, the ingredient storage is back in the freighter. Something I've been pulling my hair out for ages. So I've retrieved my nutrient processor that I had stashed in my freighter glitch built in. Actually, I might want to just spend that. Yes, I do. Yeah, I found this possibly on a stream. Add additional storage. Actually got all the parts. I've got all of those. I've got all of those. Yeah. We don't need the salvage frigate modules. And I can sell those. I was also fighting these. I guess that's reasonable money for something that you're collecting on a planet. But I was fighting these guardians. They've definitely made them tougher. Even with this much better save with shields. I was taking damage even when I had my protection up. Testing again the shield, personal shield thing. And the explosive damage beside me was hurting me. So, right. It's back to the expedition, I guess. Started putting my ship on the right hand side again. I'm not sure that's doing that for everybody. Center my camera. That's better. Not having the timer on the expedition when you go from an existing save kind of liberates you from worrying about how long you're taking. Yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on that positioning on the ship on the freighter because it's usually on the left. It might just be because I just landed there. I don't know. We'll see. Right, so where was I? I'd done the first 2 phases completely. I'd done the first 3 phases completely. And it looks like I've claimed them. So this entire one needs doing. Which includes the 80 bones, so it probably won't get completed as part of this lineup. And the broth, which we could do at any point after we've got the nutrient processor from that. And then we can do that as well. So those 2 go together and can be done very quickly. And then investigate memory stones. I don't know why it says 5 of 5 and then 0 of 5. That's a strange way of writing it. We've probably sold quite a few bones, so we should definitely finish this today. I'm hoping to finish it in a couple of hours, maybe 1.5, 2 hours. It's 1 now. And of course we have a decent hyperdrive now. And a slightly better pulse drive as well. Why is it taking me over there for sell fossils on the galactic market? Okay. You don't necessarily need to... Oh, it's probably because I left it on that. That's probably it. Not that. Now, this is the one where it tries to send us to a water planet, I believe. Now, I think this is broken. I don't think that it's working properly because it sends us to a water planet. Logically, the next one along, and also it's got the ancient bones. It's the only one in the system that has ancient bones. And in the trailer for Relics, it did show someone swimming and gathering bones, or at least cleaning off some dust from a bone. So it's like they're swimming along and they're using their beam and they're kind of shooting at a skull, so as if they're kind of cleaning off the debris from a skull. So I think we're supposed to be able to get bones from underwater. So we'll see if that's been fixed. I don't think it will have. Landed nowhere near that. I suppose I should go to full screen now. We're actually playing the expedition as well. Remember this one not being that far from the marker. So a bomb ball over there. Let's have a quick check out before we land. That's not it. Hey Ignition, good to see you. Is that it? Yes. It was even closer to the mark than I thought. So, chapter this going. It won't make a lot of sense because I haven't been learning Gek. The paleontologist's attention is held by an image of a scaly creature on their datapad. They jab excitedly at their screen and turn their attention towards me. Run, friend. I wish see complete fossil. I love water creatures. This. Look, you, best friend, you can find these bones. for assistance. There's no water here now. This world has water creatures in blah blah. In past, look for bones. Supervisor, I not. Grab this bone. I was wondering, because there are some bones that don't come up on the Wonders catalogue, and most of them do. Well, it doesn't look like I even need to do it. I've got all the bits. I was wondering if these ones might be the ones that were not coming up on the catalogue, i.e. the ones that aren't on bone planets. We should have maybe had a look here first. Only a thought. See, there are these ones that don't. We've got 3 that haven't there. 1 here. 1 here. And 1 here. So I wonder if they might be related to these sites. I don't really want to say anything yet, but I want to build the thing. So let's get my various rewards. I need a couple here. I was noticing in multiplayer, these just litter the entire area. I was watching somebody's stream. Oh, I didn't use my I skipped out of the expanding starship. If that was what I missed, I'm not sure. Go. Pick that up. Sell the exhibit.
Units received.
The 80 bones milestone reminds me of the Aquarius expedition milestone. Yeah, I guess it's got that. I mean, this whole expedition and the whole thing reminds me a little bit of Aquarius. It's just another form of collection, isn't it? So the next one, we can delete that. The next one is going to need... What type is it? Protoform. So it's going to need a head, some kind of arms or forearms,
Incoming storm.
a tail, a body. It's going to have an odd body if we keep that one, but it doesn't really matter. I suspect they will work as legs. I suspect those will work as forearms. We might have enough even to do the next one without having to worry too much. Sell that intact skeleton. We don't want that taking up space. Let's just do the next one before we do that. I'm going to come and stand inside because it's stormy. Right. So we can sell that.
Units received.
Do we need any more nanites? Or maybe we do, I don't know. Really worried about that. You can sell the intact skeleton.
Units received.
So excavate some more terrain, but I've nearly got there, so I'll wait until I'm actually on a place where I can get some bones. Excavating bones here is awkward, but I am tempted just to visit the water planet. Just see if we can excavate bones on there now, because I have a feeling we were supposed to be able to. So let's mark it. I keep forgetting you can mark it. The first time I did this expedition, I think I landed on this planet, realized there were no things, couldn't see any islands, and just left. Which is probably the sane thing to do. But I still can't help wondering if we're supposed to go here. Pop into the water and see if when we dive under, if we select that one, for instance, see nothing at all. As I say, if you look at the Relics trailer, at the 10-second mark, you'll see someone underwater apparently digging out a bone. So I think that might be supposed to happen. The oh, that didn't come up. The colossal effigies, apparently they just have one of those stone guardians at their feet. I don't know if they also have bones as well. Having not found one yet. I was looking for one earlier, actually. Right, I'm going to go to the next stage, or do this. Actually, I could do that. Just pull up the anomaly and do that. I lose track of which expeditions are which, to be honest. I mean, there's even so many now. This is the 18th expedition. That makes it feel like they've been going forever, and they haven't really. So just a reminder, I mentioned it a little while ago. I'm on a higher latency than I was yesterday because my internet is being used by someone else and they need it more urgently than me for gaming. So I figured it would probably be worth not using it, not using low latency just in case. Okay, let's do that. couple of tails, so we can do that. Soften marrow there. Make the bone broth. Don't think you need to actually impress Kronos with this, so I'll just make the one. Acceptable. Technically, this is bone broth, but it does not move me. Okay, that worked. But that didn't work. Maybe I did it too quickly. Yeah, I might have done it too quickly because it's telling me to do it, so I'm going to make it again. It means I'm going to have to use up some bones that I didn't want to use, but never mind. We'll make bone milk like that. We'll just have to go and get some more bones. Yeah, I mean, I kind of remember each of them. I just don't necessarily remember their names. The names don't stick in my head. And some of the names didn't really equate much to the actual things we were doing in them. Did that not work either? What happened then? Didn't even seem to work that time. Right. Let's burn all my bones. We need to go and get some more anyway for the full amount, so it's not going to do us any harm. I have to do a tier list at some point. Just kind of go on a stream and discuss what ones we liked. Right, so we want to make the marrow into Right, let's try this one more time. I think it does look like we actually have to make one that he likes. Most average bone broth imaginable. Oh, this is going to be a pain. I got it first time last time. Let's give him a bone. We can't just give him a bone. I just burned it all into moon broth. I just burned it all into the softened marrow. Don't know if I read that one. Oh, yes, he'd actually like that one. Okay. I don't think there's ever been one I hated. I don't really want any of either of these. Just put, actually, let's. I mean, I just like expeditions generally. So there's never been one I thought I didn't like. The original one was a bit of a chore. Why is it doing that? Look. Why is it going to the bottom of the thing again? They fixed this, and now it's doing it again. This game sometimes is frustrating. Yeah, we'll definitely just do a stream where we just do a tier list and we'll just discuss it amongst ourselves and work it out. Work out which ones we actually liked. Pioneer, the first one, yeah. If it's the grind one, then that was a big of a grind. But I really liked it because it was a good introduction to the concept. It showed us what was possible. And they've developed it from there. Tempted to just go straight to the bone planet because it's actually a bit quicker because you don't have to do it twice then. So if we go to discoveries, that's a tip for anybody that actually wants to do this as a speed run. And I've seen people talking about getting this in 2 hours without really going too fast. I do always have to remind myself that the speed runs are the times that it shows on the save, and the times on the save do not count everything. It doesn't count like if you're looking in here. It doesn't count if you're looking in the expedition list. Yeah, I kind of agree that on-foot exploration is underrated. You see a lot more of the variety of the game if you actually don't just land, do everything and then just leave again. I was going to say there was an archive there a minute ago. I suppose I could use it for the parking. Although I'll probably be summoning my ship to me. Forgetting I'm not in my main save now. Yeah, I do get the impression that abandoned mode is a lot of running around, and if you don't mind that kind of play, and it works. I wish that in an abandoned mode they hadn't resorted to the how far away is that? Quite a long way. Let's get a bit closer. I wish they hadn't resorted to the terminals like in the expedition. I wish they'd found another way of doing that. got? We've got a body,
Thermal protection.
wings, some fins. They might actually work as legs, actually. We just don't have a skull yet. I feel like abandoned mode should be very limited in the modes you can select. I presume you can't play abandoned mode relaxed. We'll have to try it out at some point. Maybe I'll stream it. I just feel like it's a bit niche to stream. But then I am the person that makes niche content, so...
Thermal protection falling.
I have to move. Did I get all of the... Yeah, I did the Ancient Guardians thing. Need to keep an eye out for memory stones. That'll be on the other planet. I guess I might have enough to just swap for a skull. Got some legs. I've got a skull. I've got a skull. Body. Tail. Some legs. And some forearms. That's all we need. Okay. Paleontologists, here we come. Trying to decide what would make abandoned mode more compelling to me, and I can't really think what it would be, apart from maybe better fauna. Hello, Attendant Lul. Just during out their data pad, the paleontologist twists together a trio of holographic helixes and starts a sequencing algorithm. Other site friends have in contact said good about you. Skills. At site, we seek the most fossil. You are ready for test. Is of who we are, friend. We seek bones of the ancient Gek ancestor, the first spawn. On that. Let's put that one there. I don't think we're going to need much more. Select that one. Selected an entire skeleton. Reassemble. Select that one. Skull. Rib cage. Which look they're better upper limbs. Lower limbs. Tail. Package zip a bit. Pick that up. Discard that one. I don't believe we need to make anything else. No, we don't. We can sell all the bones now.
Units received. 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 Units received.
Those.
Units received.
Definitely don't need that. Don't need that anymore.
Received.
Someone thought this. Someone described being griefed. They thought someone had griefed them with this. They thought it was some kind of weapon. I can kind of see why you might think that. Especially if you die in it, which they did. After getting into cooking, I realised that getting normal milk is the easiest thing. Creature eggs, protein milk, and sticky honey is slightly difficult, and syrup nectar is the toughest. Were you around when I found the ideal site for the nectar the other day on his stream, where I found those particular creatures that were herding? So what do we still have to do? We have to do the memory stones.
Weather warning. Incoming.
Should be on this planet. Yep. Be better at night because there's now a storm. Okay, well I found a planet in the After Titan stream. Probably one of the later ones. Maybe remind me if we finish this expedition quite soon, and I'll maybe just go back to it and put the glyphs up, because it'll be a lot easier than telling you where it is on the stream. I did intend to actually build a farm there on this save at some point. So I need the glyphs as well. Storms kind of dull the memory stone. I might go to the dark side of this planet. There's the sun. Because earlier we were saying that those particular creatures, the vine creatures with the flower faces, what I call flower cats, we were speculating that they were always lone creatures. But then I managed to find a place where they spawned quite regularly. Tight turn on this. No. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not suggesting you use it long term, but it's a good place to get going if you want to just build a lot of nectar, because it's frustrating. Although I did find also a different planet in the expedition region where the cats were quite big, and you were getting something like 20, over 20, possibly nearly 25, just by shooting them. So I did find that that was the best way to get them before I discovered a place I could farm them. Just a place where they were bigger and dropped quite well when you shot them. But it did involve a lot of running around. There's the land behind me. Ah, so you have actually found somewhere where they herd. So that's, well, that's part of the battle. But you probably don't need me to give you the glyphs at all. But I am going to go back to that place at some point for this save. So don't be surprised if I stream it at some point anyway. There's 2 here, so that should complete the memory stones. Okay, so collect that reward. Dirty bronze for no real reason. Collect that reward. Something expensive and something cheap. Collect that reward. But the only thing we need to do is excavate a bit more and find another 36 bones. So I'm going to excavate a little bit here. It's meters cubed, so largest. I figure it's better to do it here, out of the way of everything else. Even though I'm not in multiplayer, you never know. I might jump into multiplayer for some other reason. And then suddenly have all of this terrain pop in. Try what I did last time and flatten and see if that makes a difference. I'm not convinced it does. I'm not convinced that's the best way to do this. Okay. We're going deeper underground. Deeper underground. Done. Tempted to go back to the first system, but I don't think I marked it. So, let's think this through. We would prefer to go that's the watery one. That must be the first one. Was it frozen, was it? Yeah, that one. Custom waypoints are just totally broken these days. Yeah, we have to just follow our own little tiny skeletal stuff. How close can we get to that? Not very, so we'll go back to the first one. I really wish the waypoint marker was better. I don't understand why it's so bad. It's not that hard. Abandon mode and a minotaur. That does kind of sound poetic. You're kind of roaming around in the last vestiges of the technology from the previous era. I don't play many other games. I often joke that there are no other games. I play Elatro, a card game. That's addictive. Don't need telling that's addictive. Everybody tells you that's addictive. I'm just not very good at it. I used to play the Total War games, but they were too addictive. I'd be up at 3 o'clock in the morning thinking just one more turn, so I just gave up on those.
Hostile ships approaching.
Okay, so it's this. It's not it though, is it? Oh, it is. Okay. Let's go to the light. Yeah, but is there anything like No Man's Sky out there? There are games that have similar things about them, individual similar things, but there's nothing that's quite like this game. I was saying earlier today, I think on Reddit, someone was asking why people like this game. It's like, well, because it's pure maths. There's no other game that does that. It has an algorithm that you're exploring. Not to this extent. It's all water. Let's just see if there's any nearby fossils. Yeah, I'm on the right one. Too weak, but over there. So that's kind of southeast. I would say this is the game that I wanted when I first ever played the original Elite on an Atari ST. If you'd have asked me then what the absolute best game could possibly be, I'd probably have described this. I wouldn't have described Elite Dangerous. So there's some irony there. I wouldn't have described Star Citizen either. But I always think, at what point was the redemption? I think it was far earlier than a lot of people give it credit for. I'll probably go back to Next and say Next was the redemption of No Man's Sky. Some people would even go before that. This is a far nicer planet, even if it storms. I don't mind snowstorms as much. Oh, I keep doing that. Where did I park my ship? Which release would that have been, particularly in 2018? And I didn't actually start playing until late 2019, early 2020, so... But I had been following the game, and I had been watching various people discussing each release as it came out. I just didn't have a computer that could play it, so there was no point buying it. It's a very nice little clump of bones. I'm going to test something, because I'm not doing this specifically to exploit, but someone said these respawn, and I just want to know if they do. So if I put a beacon down, fly away, reload and come back, following orders. Don't tell me what to do. Expedition. That's one thing I like about the expeditions. I can just turn my brain off and do what it tells me to do for a bit. It's a different way of playing the game, because usually you're completely in command all the time, and it's just a nice, easier, gentler way of playing. You can say, okay, I'll just do what the game tells me to do, and I won't worry about anything else. Which makes a change. Would anybody be interested in watching me stream Towers of Agaspa at some point? Because I am going to start that again. I was playing it to a certain point. It's all pre-release at the moment, and I was finding it difficult to get past a certain point just because it was a bit clunky. But I was going to maybe stream it again and, well, play it again rather, and see how it's going, see how well it's progressed, because there's been at least 3 major updates since I was playing it. But I think I'll probably do that in my own time, but if people were interested. I think it's got some really nice biome stuff, and you can I mean, it's a limited map, but you can explore. There's a nice patch of oxygen just there. No, they didn't read. It didn't respawn, at least not straight away, so that's not exploitable, which is actually quite good. I might give it a go at some point. As I say, I mean, I even did start it again the other week. I thought I'd record it, and then I just hit a bit of a barrier with the control system. I was trying to sort that out. They promised me, as the production team on Reddit have said, they would try and prioritize the control mechanism. I think what I was saying to them is that I don't think they quite appreciate how, if buttons aren't in places that some people can deal with, if the control system is slightly odd, and you want people to test your game, then it's a real barrier to being able to test a game if the control system isn't the way you want it. And you're going to get a lot more feedback and positivity about a game if you can actually change the controls better. Because people will just give up. And then you're not achieving what you wanted to achieve, which is feedback and advice and play, streams. I think you're going to be too fussy if you want streamers that are good looking. Another nice clump. Where's that one? See it on my... It says there's one right here.
Protection falling.
It's doing that thing where it incorrectly marks something, I think. It used to do it with the old bones as well. Oh no, it's right under my feet. If it's nowhere to be seen, it's under your feet. You should know that by now. It's below the bedrock even. But claimable. That's too steep. Definitely a lot of quite fast space on this planet, but it's far better terrain to negotiate than that final planet with the bones on, which was making me very stressed at the end of the expedition last time. If you will pardon the pun, I was like a dog with a bone trying to complete it. And I was just determined to just keep going on that planet and find them all. said this before as well, but if Hello Games could license the engine for different types of games, we could see some really fascinating games. And it might teach Hello Games a thing or two about what's possible with their engine as well. Because there's so much potential, as we always say. I think, what games could I actually say I loved, as opposed to just got addicted to? I think I really liked Rome Total War. I like the setting. I like the warfare element. I like the it had quite a lot of flexibility. Total War got a bit lost in its own downloadable content stuff as soon as it got involved with Warhammer. They'd found an audience that were prepared to just buy to collect. So it lost me a bit there. But until then, I loved the franchise. Have a good meal, Ignition. I might even be finished by the time you get back. What have we got to go still? Only 3 more. Yeah, I'll be finished before you get back. Dogs don't walk themselves unless they're really well trained. And there had to be 2 in that one, didn't there? I need 3 more and I find a clump of 2. But luckily, no matter how many are in this one, we will have finished. I would say it's been relatively easy. We haven't really had any difficulties. Ironically, the thing that I'd made a guide about, i.e. how to get the bonefish, I found the most challenging, just because the planet itself kept messing me around, especially when I ended up landing at the solar pole. And there we have it. So, return to the anomaly. Can't do a time, because I didn't take a time when I started. But in real time, it took 5 hours, 20 minutes, which means it probably took about 4 hours. Maybe less, I'm not sure. space station. I don't want to do that. I want to go to the anomaly. Is there anything worth bringing back from this? Pardon me, from this one? Titanic trophy, maybe? But that's an individual single building part as opposed to the unlocked building part, which a lot of people have got very frustrated with. Because I've got access to the building part from the previous expedition, I think. There's no unique technology. I suppose I could sell that, but it's not going to be a lot of money. In fact, there's nowhere near enough money to worry about. I don't have all of the building parts on my other save, so I'll take that. There's some more there. I guess tritium's always used this tiny amount, so I'm almost disappointed in myself for dragging it in here, but might as well. Some more salvage data. Definitely worth taking back. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I see a lot of people talking about mods for various things in this game, and I just don't think they're necessary. If you're totally trying to find a new experience, I guess. But yeah, I just don't think they're necessary. Take the various skulls. Everything else seems quite common. Just filling up the space now. Right, so that's that. Guess I could take that because it can be a pain to put into things. $124 is about normal, really. That's a little bit better. Maybe I'll take that. No, nothing else worth taking. No, I didn't actually put the thing in. Hang on. Let's see what we get. This is the main reason why this save doesn't really need many nanites. So I'm trying to decide. I mean, I'm not a speedrunner. I'm not likely to speedrun it. I'm trying to decide what it would be that would really make a speedrun. I guess getting all of the bones efficiently. Oh, well, now you can see how it works. And if I wanted to bring over the specific multi-tool or a starship that was found in that expedition, I could copy them over with nanites. And that's one way of bringing over. If there was lots of tech that was available in an expedition and you didn't have enough space to bring it all over, because sometimes some of them do have quite a lot of tech or unique tech or whatever. And what you can do is put it all into your multi-tool and your starship and overload the systems, and then bring that ship with the overloaded technology back and then package it. Oh, clickers now. Okay, so now we're done. I already grabbed everything, I think, but did I grab it on this save? Yes, I've already got everything that I want, at least. I want to go to my freighter. I wonder if they will make some kind of bone storage, a bit like they made for the skiff, for the catchers, or whether they will just leave it for the you can just put stuff in a room. Because, for instance, I could now go to my bone room and complete these skeletons, and also, theoretically, just leave them lying around the floor. Hasn't got any parts it needs. Hasn't got any parts it needs. So, what I'm doing, I'm going to go to build. I could just put that in the room. a unique way of storing things. And if I wanted to display them, I could use the variant. Which is quite nice. At some point, I might be tempted to just have a little bit of a play with these as building parts. So do these have... We put them on there. Yes, they're wall mountable. Very nice. Nah. Keep doing that. I want to go into there and press Y. Select that one. Did it again. Again, that one. Ground, blimey, that's a long one. Yeah, so it's an excellent way of just storing all the stuff so it doesn't take up inventory space. Either just stash them or hang on the wall. Interesting. That's the expedition done. I'm going to absolutely insist that I make some kind of display to get that out of my thing. So let's make something. Yeah, definitely. I quite like the fact that we can just store them on a freighter. Probably makes our freighter a bit big for building parts, but if you're not on a save that's a build focused save, then it's a great place to just store them while you decide what you want to do with them. So if we build... Well, that's probably the one with the least number of parts. Well, actually, no, I can just do this one. Package exhibit. Then I can delete that. Oops. Delete that. Got a body here. We even got a body. Doesn't look like it. So skull, no torso. I think I've got some upper limbs and tail. grab that. Grab that. We've got a choice. We just need a torso and we can complete that one. But most importantly, it's somewhere to keep them all. So in other words, if I wanted to just store these differently, I could make these. Or I could hang them up like I did with those heads. Yeah, it's a very flexible system. They really thought about it. Thing. Click to mode select. If we jump into, that was just so that I could have a look in the Relics saves. I'll delete that. That's just the one I did the other day, which I won't delete yet. What I want to do is get the glyphs of that planet for the nectar. Because I want to put that in my other save. So that was here. For anybody that was just watching the stream or the recording and wondering what's going on here, I was there's a sequence of recordings of a stream called Beyond Titan or After Titan. What do they call it? Beyond or After? I tossed up both names for a while. After. Get scanned better. There was a series of streams called After Titan, and this was part of that, which was making the Titan stream, the Titan expedition save viable. So making the best of the Wraith. I think I even got, after the stream, I even got some spawning sacks. So as an afterthought, we might continue that just slightly. And this planet was not the one I was thinking of. So did I come to this from the anomaly? I did. But delete that. Delete that. We don't need this space anymore. Even on this save, I wouldn't need it. Back to the anomaly. The best quality of life thing they ever did in this game. Back to the anomaly. I still occasionally mention that you can do that to players, and they're like on Reddit, and they're like, you can do what? Is it that one? Could be. Could be that one. Boggy planet. Right, you have to go to all of them. Let's try that one first. We'll go backwards. High ignition. Well, I completed the expedition. It literally was just tidying up a few bones. Then I sent over the bones and a few bits, but not much, into my save, as I started from my serial expedition save. And now I'm returning back into my Titan save because I wanted to get the glyphs for this for my other save at some point. So I thought I might as well put the glyphs on the screen so that we can have a record. I think I did this before, but I'll know it's on this stream. So these are the glyphs for the syrupy nectar. I'll leave them there for a second just in case anybody wants to come and farm here. And the reason I find this quite so useful for syrupy nectar is if you look around, and at this time of day there's possibly not going to be that much of a spawn, but in the daytime you do get a lot of the cats. One of the problems with slightly rarer creatures is that they do sometimes get a bit fussy with their spawning. There they are. So, but theoretically, if you have the herd, then you're not rare anymore. So this would normally be a rare creature. Oh, it still is rare. So, but there were certainly enough of them to attract to this farm. There's another one spawned there now. There it is. Let's rename this base. Because I grabbed a teleporter from the other base, I can pick one up here. Don't know if this will power everything, so maybe I'll put a different biofuel reactor there. At some point I will come back to this planet in my other save. Oh yeah, I do need to switch it back again. Not that I was doing much other than just rebuilding the teleporter here and renaming the base. So I've mostly just focused on a bit of work, tidying up the base. Go back to the anomaly again. That's all I really needed from this save. But I do have, as I say, after the last stream, I was working with the frigates, and I did finally get where are they? There they are. Some spawning sacks. And there's a new piece of technology that's available from the Relics expedition. So I'm going to see if that comes in. I'd rather do this. Well, I suppose it doesn't really matter where I do it. So let's put those actually in there. Did I have any of the... Yes, I've got one here. Grasping tendrils. A pre-grown bionic implant designed to facilitate the fusion of biotechnology to sentient starships. These tendrils reach across time and space, searching out a long-distance link between the vessel and their target's exosuit inventory. So, in other words, they've finally given us the teleport for the living ships, which I was quite very happy to see. I don't know why it's in that format. That's why they've chosen that same icon. They need a new icon for that, really. Maybe they were in a hurry. I kept a bit of technology for this as well, didn't I? Hi, Carnivore Oma. Didn't spot you there, but, well, no, you couldn't see that at the time. Okay, where are we? Theoretically, I sent out some more frigates, I presume. I mean, I kind of finished with this save now, but I did reorganize my freighter completely after I finished with the save. So I put my refiners together in one clump. I put all of my frigate stuff together. And much more logically organized. I put my save point on the wall, which I nearly always do in every save, as it was just here, and I'd much prefer it on the wall, which is a glitch building technique. I made this a little bit bigger with each of the plants. So it's kind of a bit of an epilogue to the After Titan streams. It's frustrating when you get storage augmentations and you don't get the type of storage augmentation that you want. Morning sacks, hey. So that's 4 I've got. Putting them all in my technology because theoretically I have a few bits of technology. So this will just kind of round out this particular save. So we've got 1, 2, 3. He's over here. A bit tight for space in these because of the need a new icon for that as well, maybe a new name for it. Don't want to put it there. That there. That there. That there. Okay, there. These can go. I need one more of the singularity cortexes. Got a C class only. I've got 1,300 nanites. I guess that should be okay. Evolve. quite low on nanites now. We've managed to get that up as high as we can. Got that up as high as we can, really. But the only thing we haven't got are the scream suppressors. We've got 2 slots, so we can... Is that scream suppressor as well? Yes. So that's not in the right spot. That's a scream suppressor. So we haven't got all of these. We haven't got one grafted eye. It's so similar, those icons. Grafted eye, we've got an S for that, so we don't have to spend any nano. Ah, there is another one. Darn it. Okay, let's just choose the best one. Damage 24, damage 24. They're all going to be the same. Damage 25, damage 24, heat dispersion 82, 76. Shield recharge. I think the shield recharge is probably the one I would go for. 18. I did get rid of that one. There's the main technology there. So that's tidier. That there. That there. There. This needs to be next to the brain, ideally, doesn't it? It's frustrating. I need one more space there to really be tidy, and until then I'm going to have to put this over here somewhere. I suppose I could change those from there to there if I really wanted to. Right one? No, it's that one, isn't it? What is it? Oh, it's no, it is correct. That's where it should be, next to the brain. So we just need one more scream suppressor, which is which we don't have. Oh no, we have 1B. I probably don't have enough nanites to evolve that. Or I just have enough to evolve it to A class. And then I'd need to do a bit of nanite farming. But that means we now have that completely upgraded with all of the technology, apart from that one going to S. And that kind of completes that save, I think. I will probably just in the background every now and again run some missions and try and expand the thing, and maybe keep popping back to it in streams just so you can see that it has progressed further. But it's not something I'm going to do long term. I may eventually just put the whole save on the back burner. But I'm quite pleased that we've now got that upgraded. We should try it out, see what the for instance the light year range is now. Living ships are the way to go in abandoned, though. That's it's a new thing to think, new way of thinking about it. Do any of the That's probably enough out of range for a ship. For practical, for all practicality, that's probably good enough. What's the actual range? 1,663. What's the range of my freighter? 1,722. So it's not quite as close as my freighter. But you're never going to quite compete with my freighter. I guess in abandoned mode for ships, you you have to find the ships, don't you? You have to find the crash ships, except if you grab something from the anomaly. Now, apparently, you can no longer call these in into the anomaly, so I want to check that. We do have a handy broken ship now. We were demonstrating the other day that when you called it into the anomaly, it fixed it, and then within days, people were saying it doesn't work anymore. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of melody eggs in abandoned mode. You could just use it as a way of farming nanites, couldn't you? So, can we call it in? No, we can't. So they've changed that since I last did it, which was only a couple of weeks ago. Maybe even the beginning of last week. I'll have to change my "so you found a I've got a video that talks about finding crashed ships and the best way to upgrade them, the best way to part exchange them, and it does advise coming to the anomaly, and it's not going to work anymore. I have to remake that video. Now, obviously, they still pop up on your freighter because we just saw it on our freighter. But you can teleport from a freighter. You can still teleport from that planet. There's nothing stopping you. I should have jumped in it, shouldn't I? So they fixed one thing that I really approve of, which is being able to send things to the nutrient processor. And then they've done this, which I really don't think was really worth it. Why change this? It just makes things slightly more awkward for no real reason. Now, what would be really frustrating is if it's wrong type of space station. But it does prove that these has not been moved. I was hoping they might move these out. Especially hoping that they might move these out. And that wasn't a game-breaking thing to get, but That can be. Yeah, we've got the broken ship.
Shield down.
It's fixed the launch thrusters and the pulse engine, which and stopped the fire. So I bet if I actually try it again, my bet is it'll work. Yeah, you can theoretically still call them on a planet. But then this one's fixed now, wasn't it? Yeah, so I can call it in now after I brought it into a space station. Just there's no logic to this. It's just let us call it into the anomaly. I don't get it. I don't know if it's just I don't know. I don't know what to say. Abandon mode fix the crash ship. That's what it is, but that doesn't make much sense either. I guess you can't use a freighter in abandon mode, but you can use a base still. Even if we weren't able to reload and summon any broken ship, which we can, if the ship's damaged, we can reload and summon it anyway. Even if you couldn't do that, you could still build a base next to the crashed ship and teleport to the space station. And until they stop that, then they're not stopping the potential exploit, which is hardly really that much of an exploit. I don't see what they're really achieving. Of all the exploits to try and clamp down on, bringing a ship to the anomaly is like the last thing I would have thought they would try and clamp down on. And at the same time, they put a potential exploit into the game of just going from abandoned system to abandoned system, potentially getting storage augmentations, because let's see what we get if we jump to a few, because this save is not that important whether or not we exploit things. See what we get from those little yellow things.
Hostile ships approaching.
Because if they change the drop in normal mode, it wouldn't be so bad.
Missile inbound.
So if we go to about 7 or 8 of them and don't get any storage augmentations, it wouldn't be a problem. Too bad. It's stuff that's mildly valuable, but nobody's gonna. There's nothing there that you wouldn't get running around a planet. We did 61 space station jumps and put the loot tables on No Man's Sky Abandoned. I didn't even know there was a No Man's Sky Abandoned Reddit. I'll have a look. I'm not going to do 61 right now, but I might do... Testing. I've got sound at this end. I might have knocked it, I don't know. Testing. Can anybody confirm whether they're hearing sound? Okay, cool. Gravenaugh's rebooting. When I have a visual indication of my sound, I keep an eye on that kind of thing. I just sometimes mute it by mistake. I hadn't done that. No, we're not getting much here. It's not OP yet, so we've been to 2, and with the most we've got is an exosuit expansion. That's the only thing that's really... I mean, quantum accelerators are expensive, but... Only on one side. And not even in stereo. Testing. Testing. No, I'm in stereo normal. I mean, I'm in mono mode as far as I'm aware. And it's on both channels on my end. Oh! There's other ones on the other side. Sorry, I thought you meant the sound. Okay, let's get rid of that for a second. Let's go back to here. I don't think there's anything on the other side. I've just looked back. I thought it was just on one side, but let's have a look just in case. I thought you meant I'd just gone into one channel. I mean, it's theoretically my broadcast is in stereo, but I'm actually recording mono. But there's stereo on the background noise. Yeah, there's nothing really here. Some encrypted navigation data. I don't think they changed anything in the rooms. I don't know how long Gravenaught will take to reboot, but he'd probably be able to tell us if there was ever anything on the other side, if he's visited 60 to test it. Cool. So the question here is, do some stations have those yellow boxes on both sides? Oh, that's the wrong station. boxes only on teleporter side. I think you sometimes get other type, like red boxes and things, don't you? But the yellow boxes are what we're interested in. Yeah, so far, visiting a couple, I've only got, I would say that would be, and even then, I don't really think an exosuit expansion is particularly OP. What was your conclusions after the 60? I mean, I can put up the list if you want. I'll have a quick look at the list. You'd need to give me permission to actually, if you want me to pull it up on the screen. But if I go to, excuse me, 1 frigate module, 2 mining. I got those teleport receivers, so there's money as well. Communities. Is there a keyword you use? Because I should be able to just find it, but I'm not finding it. Reddit is surprisingly good at searching. Not that anybody ever does it. $35 assorted C-class modules, 3 B-class scanning modules, 2 S-class mining modules, 57 salvage data, 19 exosuit expansion slots, 18 multi-tool expansion slots, and 11 starship storage augmentations. So that, yeah, as soon as the last 2 come up, then that's where it gets OP. I don't mind that you can expand your exosuit, because people are going to do that in various ways anyway. But multi-tool expansion slots, that's one of the most expensive things to do in the game. And Starship storage used to be, and it still is expensive, but it used to be equal as expensive as used to be equally as expensive as doing the multi-tool. So many people complained about how expensive the Starship augmentation was that they ended up making it cheaper. Seeing any abandoned mode now. Are they green on conflict? %, multi-tool. Yeah, that's a lot. Even if it was rarer. And it's not really, I mean, yes, it is a little bit potentially get the game breaking in abandoned. But for some people, that would be a good thing that you can get lots in abandoned. There do appear to be 2 boxes in each one, yes, so I've not seen one that... They're either both under this table, or there's one near the teleporter and one over here somewhere. Oh, there's 3 boxes here. I didn't spot there were 3 boxes. Okay. But I still haven't got anything other than storage augmentation. But there are always 3 boxes, Gravlord. That means I haven't searched a couple of boxes just for... just for transparency. Where are the abandoned systems when you need them? Yeah, it looks like it's easier to do it by filtering for conflict. Yeah, it's they might as well just give you free expansion slots, won't they? They're going to put them in the same room as each other, like a 1 in 3 chance or whatever of getting a free one. See, I haven't got a single multi-tool slot yet. Oh yeah, I mean, I understand that, but I'm not so worried about abandoned mode. If you're playing abandoned mode, then you probably are able to decide how you're going to play the game. you can always choose not to. What I'm more worried about is that the disruption to normal mode. Or not even normal mode so much as if you're trying to play with higher settings, it's just a bit unbalanced. And I think I'm more frustrated by it because they've just fixed the guilds. They've just made the guilds less exploitable. And then they make something else equally as exploitable. But, you know, so far in this save, it wouldn't be that exploitable. There's a possibility there's a different drop table for normal. Don't know about did you try that at all, Matt? Max. Well, last word in the sentence was Max. Did you try that at all, Gravnaut? Did you just try reloading? I doubt it would reload in the same system. Yeah, that's what I would imagine, that they would occasionally be searchable later, depending on how much travelling you've done. So I've got a multi-tool expansion slot now, and that I would prefer that wasn't even in the drop table in normal. That's just too good a thing to get in the drop table. Did you report it as a bug or as a suggestion at all, Gravnaut? And if so, did you talk about it in different modes? I mean, on one level, can't we get multi-tool upgrades by scrapping a large number of... I mean, it's not every time, but by scrapping a large number of multi-tools, don't we always get a chance of getting an augmentation that way? I mean, a inventory slot for them that way. What is it? Multi-tool augmentation? Multi-tool expansion. Now I've got 2. You're taking them wherever you can. I think this is bad. I don't think this is... But I don't mind in abandon mode. I'm not suggesting that in abandon mode you say this is a bug or wrong. I just think that in normal this is a bit bad. Am I right though that you can get multi-tool expansion slots from just, for instance, going to a dissonance system and grabbing all of the multi-tools and then scrapping them, do you get percentage chance then? Shorts are, I don't get shorts. You have to, in order to, I mean, I don't stream specifically for cash, although I am monetized now. And I am trying to work out what to do with memberships, whether it's worth doing memberships of any type. But shorts, the monetization of shorts is very specialist. You have to be a shorts fanatic. You have to be making shorts content daily. But I did kind of lean into the controversy when they made the teleport in the anomaly. I made a short about that because I thought it was funny. I've still only got the... Oh, I've got 3. But they're... No, I must have already had one. Another way. You're right, though. They're more likely to fix it if you make a video that says new exploit. I think the problem is it's for some player, for a lot of players, this won't immediately jump out of them as a potential exploit because they will not know that abandoned modes are that common. Okay, where am I? I want to...
Technology recharge. Technology recharge.
I'll make the video and hold it to ransom. Pay me or I will release it. This will be the last one. I mean, so far, in normal mode, I would say it's not exploitable unless you are quite knowledgeable about the game. Just finding this many abandoned mode systems quickly takes a bit of knowledge about the game. I like the fact that you say a lot of the big boys. There aren't that many big boy streamers of No Man's Sky. We're all small fish in a big-ish but not that big pond. I don't think, for instance, Captain Steve is swimming in royalties, even though he produces lots of excellent content. Let's see if we go back to the first one. No, they haven't immediately. Didn't use this, so it's not that's not come back. I watch far too many No Man's Sky streamers. I especially watch an awful lot of people that are just starting and playing it brand new, just kind of lurk and watch to see how they play the game and how the game deals with it, how people deal with the game. Because it is potentially a very difficult early stage, the game. It can give the wrong impression, I think. Those loot boxes I didn't get, you see. Got to get them all. Got to catch them all. Yeah, the more I do this, the less I'm worried about it, to be honest. It's, yes, it is a bit frustrating that they drop multi-tool expansion slots. Oh, the question I asked Gravnort, how many multi-tool expansion slots would you expect to get if you just went to a dissonant system and went to all of the harmonic camps and grabbed all of the multi-tools? So if you went from harmonic camp to harmonic camp to harmonic camp, how would you be able to farm multi-tool expansion slots? And if so, how many would you get? Because I'm wondering if it would actually be more efficient in normal to just do that, and that's existed for a while. But I know you don't always get expansion slots when you scrap a multi-tool, so I don't know how good that would be. It's not like it's hard to find camps. Don't have the technology here, but because this one hasn't, this save hasn't done autophage yet. Again, that's another reason why that isn't too bad, because that one you have to have at least got the technology to really scan for harmonic camps over and over. Right, I think I'm probably gonna call it. Having experimented with that. But I did post about it on the No Man's Sky bug report thread, which HG do monitor, so they are aware that some of us think it's a little bit OP. But on the other hand, they may not. Too far, you selfish X. They're aware that some of us are finding it a little bit over the top. Okay, so thank you for watching. I've been Pharaoh, and travel well, and goodbye for now.